this doing? What is even happening?
Oh, hey, we're live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Hello. It's another drive.
Hey, everybody. What are we doing?
What are we even doing? How are we even doing? That's how we start DrawBomb now, is that we're going to just ask it exactly like that every time.
Existential dread.
Oh, hey, me too. Wow. That's so funny.
Me too.
Wow.
Good to be here. Glad to have you all here.
It's good to
Ian,
be
how's it
here.
going?
It's another episode of DrawBomb Live, the show where we still haven't come up with a thing. I feel like we should just do that every episode. We should just like improvise whatever the hell with this show where we
should alternate.
Yeah, I agree. So next week you're taking charge on that, and I will let you know.
This one counted as yours? That was that was yours.
I think the last like 100 I have counted as mine.
Wow. You're right. That's all right.
Wow.
Fine.
First of all, we should start off right off the bat by thanking Leviathan Den for throwing money at us. Again, we truly don't know why. You throw money at us. Wow.
What a guy. What an absolute gem.
What a legend.
We appreciate
is legend.
Whoa, like Will Smith in that movie where he says, "I'm making waffles."
No, like the band, He Is Legend.
I don't know that one.
They're a band. I'm pretty sure. That's a band.
Cool.
But yeah, Will Smith says, "I'm making waffles," and that is where that quote came from. Fun fact.
I like when Shrek did a reference to I Am Legend.
Yeah, it's crazy that Shrek referenced that movie. Yeah. It's funny to think about that, how Shrek is Shrek's just like an in-movie, like in the cinematic universe of I Am Legend. Like Shrek only exists in that.
That's true. That's the only world in which Shrek exists.
That's right. Brandon.
Yes, Ian.
How are you doing on this week? This new week of...
this week?
April the 29th.
Right.
That's right.
I'm doing great. Things are great.
Wow.
Life is good. Doesn't mean I have new things to report. I haven't done anything interesting, but I'm a simple guy. You know, I don't need a lot to be a happy guy.
I'm a no news is good news kind of person. You know what I mean?
That's right. It's a no news kind of week, you know?
It's a no news good news kind of week, you know?
Yeah. How about you, Ian?
Oh, man. I am just chilling. Also nothing to report.
In Cedar Rapids.
What?
Ever heard that? It's burned. You know how like you hear a sound bite that just like resonates with you and it just sticks in your head for the rest of your life? It's not. I don't know if anybody else. I know some people know this meme, but like,
is that from the movie Cedar Rapids?
Definitely isn't. So, Hillary Clinton was doing her like, "I'm a normal person too" tour that all presidents do, where they go to like the local place and like eat like the food that they're like, I have to eat some of the slop so that they think I'm normal.
Yeah.
Anyways, she was at some like bar somewhere, I don't know, and she was like, they were like recording a video of her, and then like an absolute robot, she goes, "I'm just chilling here in Cedar Rapids," and I can't. Anytime somebody says they're chilling, I think about that. It's just locked in.
Well,
I don't even know where Cedar Rapids is.
That's at least less internet poison brained than all the people who are like being chilling. And it's Arnold Schwarzenegger hawking Chinese ice cream. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Or is that John Cena? Is it John Cena who's being chilling?
I don't know. Arnold hasn't been selling Japanese stuff for a minute, but he used to do a lot.
He did. I think I'm confusing his Pepsi commercial with the John Cena ice cream commercial.
Honestly, they're good commercials. Like, more of that energy over here, just like the unhinged, like, Tim and Eric vibe.
Yeah, I am very jealous of how like over the top and like goofy. Like if we have the most goofy our commercials get is it's like, whoa, it's the Backstreet Boys, and the Backstreet Boys will be like, check it out, I'm Keyboard Cat, do 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 do, and then they'll be like, wow, Backstreet Boys, what did you think about that, Ron Gronkowski? And Ron Gronkowski will be like, that shit was so cool, what did you think? Other celebrity, and then that person, it's just like celebrity cameos, and they're just like, wow, yeah. I'm here, don't you want to buy insurance?
They're like, hey, you might not have wanted to buy insurance before, but now you do, because here's P. Diddy. And then like yeah. a week after that commercial.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's a real, I think he was in a Super Bowl commercial this
Was he really? Oh my god.
I think so.
P. Diddy is here selling you Life Alert.
Don't you want it?
Don't you want it so that you can
I'm falling and I can't get up, yo.
Now you too can escape to the Cayman Islands when the police are knocking at your door, or wherever he went to. Did
they get him, or is he still in hiding?
I think he's on the lam. I think he is officially a feud.
If he's smart, he should just not come back.
I think he's a fugitive from the law. He's a fugitive.
I didn't kill my wife.
Is that Harrison Ford if he was P. Diddy? That's from The Fugitive, the movie The Fugitive.
I was trying to think of ways to overlap it, and then I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna.
You just quoted the movie.
I'm like, how do we make it Harrison Ford except he's a sex trafficker? And I'm like, no.
I think it's a good thing you. I think it's good that you let this bit.
Yeah, I'm growing as a person, you know.
Yeah. That's real growth,
getting
guys.
Healthier.
If you would have seen the joke Brandon would have made a year ago, even.
Boy,
we would have been in some real trouble.
Mm-hmm. We're still canceled from from all those jokes.
I'm still amazed that people are able to get this stream because of all the how canceled we are. It's like in that those sports shows where they time people out so they can't talk and they're just sitting there in their little box going like.
Yeah. We're so canceled. Fox News is about to give us our own hour special.
That's right.
Sold out stadium. That's how canceled we are.
That's right. We're so canceled. We're about to post on Twitter. I don't know. I don't even know where the zeitgeist is anymore on people who get canceled. I just know that they turn into grifters essentially, and then I don't know. And then I stopped paying attention. Actually, I stopped paying attention before they get canceled because I just don't care.
Exactly.
I'm so tired of it.
I try to avoid all of them, but make it hard. Welcome to another episode of DrawBomb.
It's another episode.
To have you all. We got some people in the chat already. We got Lotus Clock. We got Guazdoink, Leviathan Den. Holy smokes!
Wow. Wait, or should I say?
And Balbo Rocket. Oh my god, I almost made the most.
Or should I say?
Crucial sin.
Wow. There we go. It only took me 10 seconds to get to that button, but I got there.
Lotus Clock stealing your line. He says, "So Brandon, what piece of media have you engaged with this week?" We're gonna get to that. We will. You don't need to rush things along.
Of all the things to be a catchphrase, that is one of them.
That's the biggest one.
Man, dude, DrawBomb Live is so fucking wicked, dude. Dude, it's the craziest show I've ever watched. Dude, I love when that guy says, "What piece of media have you engaged with, bro?" Dude, it's fucking hilarious, dude. I fucking shit myself every time, dude.
When AI takes over, you guys are gonna lose this organic and normal sounding human conversation.
That's
that we
right.
Have here,
That's right, Brandon. And I would be happy to tell you what pieces of media I have engaged with, because media
you go first.
Such things as music, TV, movies, and video games, among many other things. Because I am saying I have engaged with a piece of music, I would like to recommend these sorts of pieces of media to you. Watch a movie. Play a game. I'm sorry, I'm just being AI now. This is the kind of response AI would give.
Yeah, I know you're. I was just letting you go. I
appreciate it. I was really running out of my. Do you know how AI has those word counts for we can only respond? I hit mine.
Well, you did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Brandon.
Yes.
What pieces of media?
You said in your little bit you were doing, you said you were going to tell me about what you watched. So
I don't have anything.
I don't watch things.
I haven't done shit. I haven't done a fucking thing. I don't know. Northern Exposure is still good. I still like it.
Nice.
Still a good show.
Let's see, what have I gotten into?
Man, this show is fucking rip roaring. People are missing out.
Got a Z-Newts here as well. Welcome.
Hello.
So I take it Ian or Brandon watched the Fallout show. Yeah, that's where I was gonna go. I finished it finally. I had started watching it before last week's episode, but I wanted to finish it so I could have like a full opinion.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I finished Fallout show. I liked it a lot. I think it was really good. It really if you like Fallout. If you don't like Fallout, you won't like the show because they really kind of I think nailed that the vibe. They nailed it felt if they would have taken this movie and just made it another game, it wouldn't have felt out of place. It felt like Fallout, which I think in video games is maybe we did talk about this last week. I think we did actually. Now I'm hearing
we did talk about the show, but you hadn't watched it all at that point, so you couldn't really give us your full review.
Well, to avoid repeating myself, I won't get into just describing it, but they did it right. It feels like it should, which I think is the hardest thing for translating something over to the screen that wasn't originally there, whether it be a video game or a book or this or that. Getting the vibes right, I think, is the hardest thing. Oh, you just are you starting over?
No, I realized I put them in the title layer, and I wanted to put them in the EN1 layer for easier adjusting and things of that nature.
So they got it right. I liked it a lot in the end. In fact, I liked it more by the end. In the beginning, I was kind of deciding how I felt about everything, but as I got the full picture, I really liked it a lot. They set it up for more, which I'm excited for. They did their fair share of fan service member berries, but it didn't feel, maybe it's, hey everybody, maybe I'm the idiot I'm always complaining about, but it didn't feel as just got the new track. Egregious. It felt like it was well placed into the story while also being oh cool, it's all I know and love from the show,
Yeah.
It felt good, and I liked it, and they set it up for more, and I don't know, I enjoyed it a lot.
Cool. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Brandon, with 0.5s allowed, what would you rate it?
So I'm just gonna vote from my point of view, being somebody who really likes Fallout. I've played hundreds of hours of it. As far as video games go, one of my favorite franchises. I'll give it a 8 point.
You sounded very confident.
I know. Well, yeah, I did, didn't I? I don't know. 8.5? I don't know. It just felt really fun.
It's not there's not a right answer to the score. You can.
I know, but I don't want to I need to maintain my integrity. If I give it too high or too low, then no one will ever listen to me ever again. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. The designs were all really good. If you like Fallout, it was all there. They were new creatures and things that weren't actually in the original game that were really really cool designs. While also having a bunch of things that you're they're walking into a cave and I'm oh, I bet you it's gonna be one of those hairless bears. And Morgan, who's never played the games, is what are you talking about? So
and Morgan's Morgan, who's never played the game, is do you mean a Yao Guai?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it was good. I enjoyed it.
He likes it, folks. Hold on, I gotta zoom in. I gotta zoom the camera in on me. He likes it, folks. That's a thumbs up from Brandon.
And some really good performances. Walter Goggins is awesome. I've liked him in a lot of stuff lately. Like especially if you watch any of the like stuff he's done with what's his name? Danny McBride in recent years. He's had a lot of really good roles with him. A few like Tarantino roles that are
People say he's great in Justified, and Justified is a show I've been meaning to. I just remember when Justified was on. So like I used to read Film Drunk a lot about movies because I thought Vince Mancini, who is the writer for Film Drunk, is just a really smart guy who writes good reviews. And because of him, I read other Uproxx Network reviews, and the one guy was Warming Glow, who was the TV review. It's part of that site, and I'm sure that whole site's been restructured by now. But the guy who wrote Warming Glow, anytime Justified, like the entire time that Justified was like running, he would just be like, "Hey guys, blah blah blah, this, that, the other. Just want to let you know, Justified's the best show on television right now. Okay, see you later, bye."
That's a good way to, to advertise something.
Yeah. So
by the way, it's the best thing ever.
I still need to watch Justified, but they say that Walter Goggins is a show stealer on that.
Guazdoin says I am literally setting up New Vegas mods right now. Jesus Christ. There you go. See? We're all going back. This game has made me want to play it and replay it some too. From what I hear, people who don't know about Fallout fuck with the show real hard, and folks who like Fallout too much aren't being normal at all about the show because they do stuff that doesn't really make New Vegas not canon, but they didn't do what people are saying they did. Yeah, I looked into all that because I'm not brain broken enough to be like, hey, what are they doing in this area? This is supposed to be taken over by the Raiders, not by NCR at this year in the timeline, and also this area is supposed to, people like that are like splitting hairs, like the historians of Fallout.
Yeah.
Those people are crazy. I'm not to that level, but I was also curious like what they were mad about, and I looked it up, and it seems like in the end, after everything is aired, their complaints, unless I'm missing something, aside from maybe a few little things, I think they're actually like, it all still checks out. Like, I don't think they fucked it up in the way that they thought they did.
You mean gamers are gonna be overly critical and antagonistic to a thing? Just
their
because?
Relationship with the world of Fallout is more important than the relationship with like their families. So they take it seriously.
Yeah.
This is their safe place. But yeah, so people are freaking out about some timeline stuff and some area like location stuff, and maybe their complaints are valid, but in the end it's like kind of splitting hairs. It's like a crazy end of the spectrum.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, I liked it.
Cool. Well, that's
I'm just
cool
a normal
to hear,
guy.
folks. This is just a normal guy right here. He's only ever directed. He's only ever played 4 of the 6 Fallout games, so he's not even that much of a fan.
That's true. I've started playing some of the old ones, fiddling around with them. I haven't gotten far in them, but I don't know. They're cool. They hold up pretty well, but they're still like, obviously they show their age because they're like DOS
old ass games.
I think.
Yeah.
But that almost makes them more impressive in a lot of ways, honestly.
Yeah, that they're able to
the
do
writing
so
is
much.
pretty impressive, and the RPG elements are good for being so old. Like sometimes I see that stuff where I'm like, oh, this is older. It's a little outdated. It's harder for a normal person to like get into it now. But also, damn, if I would have had it back then, I would have like
you'd have shit your pants.
It's because it's good now, even though it's like still outdated.
Yeah. I follow Tim Kaine on YouTube, and he just posts a video every day talking to the camera, no editing. He's just like, "Hi guys, it's me, Tim. How's it going? This person asked me this," and he just kind of just answers people's questions about like games, and usually like they're very like, the one video was like he was just talking about like what variables you had to save if you were going to like create certain save systems in your games. Like he talks about game dev in a variety of different manners, but like since the Fallout show has been coming out, he's been talking about like the Fallout show, going to the Fallout show premiere. What's he think of the show? And then one of the more recent videos was like when things change the lore or whatever, and he's talking about Conan the Barbarian and like how the movie is different from the books that he used to read. Mm-hmm. He's talking about Star Trek. He's talking about there's a third thing, but then he's like, and in Fallout, there's some changes, but we completely changed the lore about this thing between Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, and it's like, that's not consistent. Yeah. So I don't care that they changed things. It's just its own thing. Like, whatever. They did what they wanted to do. Right. It's fine. And then I'm like, oh wow, that's a very level-headed and based response from Tim Kaine. And then I read the comments, and the comments are like arguing if ghouls can like live without water or some shit like that. And I'm like, fucking Christ, man. Like, gamers, for the love of God, stop being the stereotype for once.
It's weird. I mean, I get it. Like, I don't actually, but you know what I'm saying? Like, as someone who's fascinated by this, I can't say I get it, but I think it comes from like when you just love something so much, you want to fully like immerse yourself in it from head to toe, and you want to know everything about it. And like, yeah, we learned over the past, or we've finally come to peace with the fact that like over the past like 20 to 30 years that everybody would just rush to call like somebody a dork or a nerd is just somebody who's interested in something a lot. But yeah, there's a level of it where you start to get like mad or like upset about it in a way that's just like, no, there's no justification for that. Yeah, like, chill. It's at the end of the day, it's people making art, and you're consuming it, and we're all having a good time, and it's people being creative. But you don't need to get like foaming at the mouth because fucking somebody got a year wrong by like a few months in like one of the stories that they're telling.
I'm sorry, but this fake universe that you've created is not 100% factually accurate to itself, and it's like, no shit. I'm like, literally, yeah. These are just data points on like a fucking, not even like a map. It's just data points in somebody's brain that don't exist at all, and it's like,
right, yeah, they were fake before I wrote them down, and they still are.
I'm sorry. Okay, so what year the Fallout thing happened? Do you know what year the Balkan nations like separated? Do you know anything about the real fucking world?
Maybe that's why they get so mad, is because this is more important to them than the real world.
Yeah, exactly. Excuse me. I can't shoot super mutants in the real world, so obviously I don't care about the Balkans. Yeah, true though, honestly. But yeah, so it's just interesting. And then like, for instance, I had my one coworker today. I don't know why he went on this, but like I was just trying to work on some fucking bikes. Man. Like, that's all I'm trying to do here. And he's like asking. It's the same guy, yeah. But okay, he's like,
good. I like to build this lore for the viewers.
But he's just
like coming on this journey with me.
He's just like asking me about like, so X-wing fighters don't need to, like, spaceships are not designed to travel through the atmosphere because they're traveling through space, so aerodynamics and atmosphere don't matter. But like, the X-wings do travel in the atmosphere, and do the X-wings have an ion like engine? And like, where did the TIE fighters fit their engine in if they're mostly a cockpit with solar panels on? And I was just like, oh, Bill, I know this.
Shut the fuck up.
I know these are thought experiments for you, and you are vibing with this. I don't know what this is, but like, for the love of God, Bill, I gotta figure out how the fuck to fix this guy's brakes. I don't. Shut up.
Can't listen to your bullshit right now. I'm trying to fix a bike.
I'm trying to fix a bike, and
it's just complicated.
And I also don't care what the fake spaceship does. I don't care. I just like the fake spaceship because it's cool and it shoots lasers. I don't care if the fake spaceship has an ion engine or how it creates nuclear fission. I don't care. I don't.
You're not a real fan.
I guess not. I've written at least 5 rap songs about Star Wars, none of which anyone will ever hear, and I also don't care about this shit.
In your bars, how often do you discuss the cold fusion engines on the TIE fighters? Or the
Not
X-Wings?
As much as I discussed having sex with Twi'leks, because why wouldn't you? They've got little noodle heads, man. Like you don't want that noodle head going on.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay. Anyways. Oh wait. I'm sorry. That we have been canceled again. That is the cancel alarm.
Real quick. Oh yeah, go ahead.
What were you? No, what were you? You do it.
We were about to do the same thing, but you do it.
You do it.
No, you do it.
I just went on a big old diatribe. You do it.
Okay. First off, Guazdoing says, I mean, Fallout 1 and 2 had better faces than 3, and
that's not a lie.
Correct. And Starfield came out, and they still haven't got that locked in yet. Everybody still looks like somebody compared it to that like that time they built like an AI robot, but they gave it like a head, and it's got like a weird like, mannequin face, and it's like that's how all the Starfield, all the Bethesda characters look like. They look horrible. Look like monsters.
They do not look good.
There's Uncanny Valley, and then this is like Uncanny like Universe.
Uncanny Grand Canyon.
Yeah, they managed to fit a lot in there. Yeah, everybody looks terrible. And that's just that. Lotus Clock says, I watched the VOD of you two playing the Backrooms yesterday because we were playing that last night. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit. And I have to say, the Backrooms would look better with paintings of Vlad the Impaler. I agree. Knock out a few walls, throw up some Vlad the Impalers.
Put in some washing machines.
I mean, if there's one thing that the Backrooms have, it's square footage, so you could really flip those for a pretty penny.
Oh yeah. I do want to stream House Flipper 2 at some point soon. I would love to stream.
Oh, do you have it?
No, but that's why I haven't yet.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna piggyback off your copy when you eventually get it. Because I don't want it that much, but I know you want it enough that I'll get to it eventually. That's why.
Well, if it's on Xbox Game Pass, I'll just get the month subscription and play on that. That's how I did the first one.
Where are we at? Yeah, real quick about the whole thing I said about square footage. I always think about that scene in Barbarian now where if you've seen Barbarian, I won't spoil it too much if you haven't because it's great and you should watch it.
Great movie.
But basically there's this like house and there's this like creepy stuff going on there, and a couple characters have found this like dungeonish. Wow, I'm making up words tonight.
Man, dude.
Dungeon-esque area, and they react an appropriate
I don't think dungeon-esque is any more of a word.
I know, but I'm locking one in. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's all good. And they react the way that you or I would in a normal way, where you're like, oh fuck, I should get away. And then later on, a new character finds the same spot, and because he owns the house, he's like, gets out a tape measure, and he's like Googling like how much money he can like rent it out for or sell it for. Like he's going full landlord mode.
It's great. It's a great
despite
scene.
This murder dungeon. It's great.
Not just a murder dungeon, a murder dungeon with a tape recorder in it, which it just makes things 10 times creepier if somebody's just like videotaping it.
There's a lot of creepy things in there.
Yeah, there is a lot of creepy.
We later see the actual videos on a shelf, and some of the labels on them is the worst things of it. It's like they got their writer's room together, and they're like, "What's the most depraved stuff that could be on video? Let's write it on the spines of these tapes."
Like, oh, sick, dude! I've been waiting for this assignment my whole life.
Like, I have some that I made up. I made them up.
Okay, guys, we have the list here. Derek, I'm just gonna need you to turn yourself in. Derek, the titles you wrote here, you just go to the police. Just go to the police.
You are fired, also.
You're fired. I've never believed in thought crime, but now I do. Please go to the police and turn yourself in. These are awful. We will use them, but they're bad.
Guazdoing says, and then Chris Avalon being a fucking idiot on social media, LMAO. I don't know about that.
That's the one of the Fallout guys, I believe. So I think that was in reference to us talking about the lore in Fallout and people having a normal one over it. So I can only assume that I'm just gonna Google this guy and
it's weird when like the lines get crossed a little bit. It's funny. It's like, I mean, like Helldivers put out like an update like a month ago where they like nerfed a bunch of stuff, and then like literally the developers and like the Redditors were all like fighting in the comments, and it's like, all right, like if you're working on the thing, just don't engage the internet. I know it's tempting, but you know, don't get in there.
Okay, so first thing when I go to Chris Avalon's pin,
we're behind on the chat clearly.
Yeah, let me just do this. When I go to Chris Avalon's Twitter, first of all, his icon is of a Pip-Boy crying at the gravestone of something that says Van Buren, which I know that has something to do with Fallout. I'm gonna Google that. Where Van Buren was the code name for Fallout 3 before they went bankrupt, and then they became owned by Bethesda. So that's what that is. Then his pinned tweet is something about allegations made in 2020 about some Me Too kind of stuff. So that's a good sign. Cool. Then he's just asking questions about the lore in the show.
Continuing the chat while you do your investigative research. Glazdoink says, I love the one cutaway from one of the Starfield videos where the dude introduced himself as head of NPC behavior, and the guy doing it did it like a fucking robot staring into space. There's your problem right there.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, I am in charge of normal human behavior in my game.
The camera zooms in on his face when he starts talking.
Like, then he started to like walk into a wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude is clearly nervous, but holy shit. Lead NPC designer. Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, so this dude is just asking very, very in-depth lore questions about the show.
When people are hunting and digging for reasons to be mad, that's when I just like stop listening to them. It's like, okay, you're clearly just you want to be mad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting any sense that he's. I'm not actually. I'm just like straight up skimming because I don't feel like reading all of that shit. Because it's like, what about the drug that this is and the where happened with the thing with the and I don't care. He didn't seem mad, but I don't know. I haven't read enough to like. I think the most I saw him get mad was he wrote like, no tunnel snakes in this, 0 out of 10 stars, fucking sucks, as a joke.
I would have liked to see a tunnel snake, but what
I too.
You know, it wouldn't make sense for them to be in multiple vaults. You don't want to get 2 member berries, right? Like it has to make sense. That's why all the references are good, is because they feel organic. They don't feel like they're shoehorned in.
Yeah. Lotus Clock asks an interesting question, which I think is worth derailing for the next hour or two.
Do fake and fictional mean the same thing to you?
That's right. Do fake and fictional mean the same thing?
Not exactly.
Yes and no.
Depends on context.
Yeah, very much. It's contextual. Like, they are the same thing.
If you're like, is this book true or fake? Then I'm going to take you as meaning fictional or nonfiction, right?
Like, I think fictional implies that it's accepted by there's like a social contract between everybody that, hey, what we're discussing in this story is fucking made up. Like, none of this shit happened. Whereas fake is there is no social contract, and one person's trying to make you think it was real, maybe, but it's not. You know, like I feel like the word fictional implies that social contract of like we've come to a decision together that we all agree that this is not real, and you're not putting up any errors. Like, you admit this is not real. Whereas fake kind of implies that somebody tried to pull one over on you.
Yeah, I think in my head, fictional is like discussing something like creative work, and fake is talking about like the real world. So if you're like, that's fake, I don't know. So like, the only reason I would use the word fake in like a upset way talking about something creative or fictional is like if you feel like they're trying to like dupe you in some way, like if they're like, this is a true story, and then you find out it's not, you're like, that's fucking fake. You're not gonna be like, hey man, that's fiction.
Yeah, that story, that politician told some real fiction in his latest ad.
I'm also not, I don't really care about that anymore. Like maybe when I was younger, if something was like based on a true story and then I found out that was full shit, I'd be like annoyed by that. Now I'm kind of like, cool. Well, I mean, it made me feel a certain way hearing that, so that was cool. It made me enjoy the movie more because I was like picturing this weird scenario where that's a real thing. So like for that reason, I'm sure, cool. You can lie to me. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care anymore about that.
Yeah, like as a growing goo, I thought that I like when I would hear about something being like based on a true story, and then I'd find out it was false. I'd be like, do people know? Do people know about this blatant lie? Like, I have to tell them. Like, hey, did you know that
the whistleblower?
Yeah, I gotta. I've found the fucking the facts like at the bottom of this mystery right there. So I'm like, do people know that this is not actually based on a true story? And then like everyone's like, yeah, of course not. Of course it's fucking bullshit. But now it's just like, yeah, I mean, I feel like at least enough people have like, we've seen like enough like movies where like a demon climbs out of the sink or some shit like that and goes like, and it's like based on a true story.
Oh, I love
where
that
it's
one.
Like, yeah,
I love Sink Demon 2 even better.
Sink Demon 2 is so good. Like, I love the way that when they don't turn the faucet off all the way and it drips in the thing, it's like water torture.
Oh my god,
for him.
what a moment.
He's like, turn the faucet. Anyways, yeah, nowadays I'm just like, yeah, of course it's fucking fake. Like, based on a true story where it's like, one day this person said they thought they heard a ghost, and it's like, well, sold. We got a whole movie now based on a true story.
Or you didn't even have. There's no rules. You can just say that. It doesn't even have to be like, all right, we found a loophole. Some guy mentioned a ghost. You don't even need that. You can just say it.
You can just say that it's based on a true story, and it's not.
Kind of a fun. Honestly, like I'm kind of like, I kind of want to like high five the first people that do that, where they're just like, hey man, we can just fucking say based on a true story, because it's kind of a fun thing from that perspective. I'm just being like, let's just fucking lie. Wouldn't that be cool?
Here's the thing.
You're allowed.
I think it's kind of gross to say that, because I mean, like I said, I don't think everyone's convinced, but I do think there are probably like a couple of dumb idiots who are like, whoa, dude,
sure,
that ghost movie is based on a true story. Did you know that the Amityville actually happened? And it's like, no, of course, no, it didn't. No, they're lying. And it's like, maybe if that phrase still like held water, then you could make a movie about like Killers of the Flower Moon, and you could be like, oh, it's based on a true story, and people would be like, oh yeah, so like that shit happened, and then you could be like, yeah, it's fucked up, right? Whereas now it's just like Killers of the Flower Moon, based on a true story, and people could be like, oh, so the ghosts aren't real, and it's like, what? No, it's not about ghosts at all. It's actually about like, no, never mind. It's fucking stupid and fake.
You're saying fake and take gay. Some of the like, take some of the like integrity away from like actual true stories now, because no one trusts that term at all.
I mean, it doesn't, because I don't think a true story is going to put like a dramatic based on a true story in front of its movie anyway. At least not now, because like, again, the saying has essentially been stripped of all of its meaning. But it would be nice if we had some of those anchors, I guess. But I also, that's asking for a world we don't exist in anymore, or ever. So,
all right, that's fair. That's fair. I'm like, I think I'm jaded to the point where I'm just kind of like looking at things and I'm like, what's the most fun? So like now, like people lying to me, I'm like, that's a fun way to lie to me. Everyone's lying to me, but at least you found like a fun way to do it.
You found the lie I don't hate. Good for you. Here's a candy.
Yeah. Hey, you got me.
I guess I'm still just
Good job.
I'm like the jaded idealist who's just like, oh, but we could live in a better world.
That's probably a healthier way to be. So
it's not, because it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna be like, oh, we could live in a better world, and people aren't just gonna be like, you're right, we could do better. Like, no one's gonna be like, no. It's a race to the bottom everywhere. So it's not. It's a worldview packed with disappointment.
Yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy it where I can, you know.
May as well. Wow, it's based on a true story. Do you mean that they actually busted ghosts with their proton packs? Yeah, man. Yeah.
That one's not based on a true story.
They busted those ghosts, and busting did make them feel good. I know they don't say Ghostbusters is based on a true story, but you might as well at this point. You might as well just say it's based on a true story.
Would argue otherwise.
That's true.
Probably.
That's true. This is my bad Dan Aykroyd. Oh boy! And when we did Spies Like Us, we actually found the codes. The nuclear launch. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, man.
I thought you said it was going to be a bad Dan Aykroyd.
Not a spot on one. Wow. So perfect.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh, Brandon. So you liked Fallout, is what you're trying to say. Good.
I did. I thought it was fun. I thought it felt the way it should. They got it. They did a good job. Seems like they actually cared about the source material, and that shows. And they also seemed to like write a story that was like a good story. It didn't just like go off of like trying to, all right, we want to use this. We want to. They had a story about Fallout that they wanted to tell. They didn't
have a story that they then put into the Fallout.
We need to make a Fallout show. Somebody quick figure out a story that will work so that we can show somebody in power armor and show like in Vault Boy doing something. Like it felt, you know, everybody had the right energy making it. It felt like, at least to me, you know.
Cool. Hell yeah. I like to hear that.
It's good.
So
I see more of it. I'm on board.
I have heard people say that like the end of the season like kind of fucks with New Vegas as a thing, but then I also hear people who like say like,
I don't know if that's, you know, I've heard that too.
I hear people also say like, no, but this means that the next season is going to focus on New Vegas, which would be cool as hell.
Yeah, there's a little like post-credit scene that's like, without spoiling. I mean, I'm not spoiling it more than you already like have had.
Which I feel like I
basically just, you know, a character is walking and turns and shows his perspective, and he's walking up to Vegas, you know, New Vegas, and it's like, oh, yeah, cool, I know that place from the games.
That's cool.
Much it. But
people really like New Vegas.
The game was great.
Yeah, it was a good game. I always feel weird because people are always like, New Vegas is clearly the best Fallout, and I was like, I was all right. I don't know.
I think they were saying that the storytelling, when somebody else had the reins instead of Bethesda, was a little bit better. I think they just feel like the stories that were written in New Vegas were stronger than in 4 or 3.
To be fair,
in some ways, I think I agree.
I do agree with that. I mean, I definitely understand. Like, Fallout 3 is just like, oh, I need to find my dad. Which, by the way, I hear is like I hear the plot of the Fallout TV show is essentially the characters trying to find their parent, which I'm like, that's perfect. I'm so happy to hear that. So that, like, you know, Fallout 3 is like, I need to find my dad, and then it's like you find your dad, and your dad's like, I'm trying to make water, and then then the game's over. Then, oh yeah, there's a giant robot for like a second, and then he's like, guess what, son? We made water, and it's like, cool. End of story. That's the end. That's it. It takes like 5 hours to beat the whole game if you just focus on the storyline, like the main story. And then New Vegas is like, hey, you're a fucking like mercenary who got shot in the head, and you want to find out who shot you in the head and why they shot you in the head, and also now there's a big attack going on, at the Hoover Dam, and there's a bunch of Roman
Chandler
people.
shot you in the head.
Yeah, then Chandler from Friends, rest in peace, shot you in the head, and also there's a robot man, and also Elvis, and also Elvis. But you know, it's more interesting for sure, like story wise and writing wise. It is, I mean, in general, like for instance, like the same company made Outer Worlds, different leadership, I'm sure, because it was like 10 years apart. But you know, when I think of the writing in like a standard Bethesda game, and I think of it compared to just like what's there in Outer Worlds is kind of like pretty mid in my opinion. Like it's like an alright game. It's fun for what it does, but overall it didn't like leave me like wowed or anything like that. I was just like, yeah, that was solid. That was a fun.
The art's great. And
conceptually, it's a lot of fun. The hyper capitalist like space, and how like it's taken to such extremes to kind of like play with the idea, and I think that's really interesting. And like in general, the writing in Outer Worlds is way better than just in any of the Bethesda games at all, I would say. And that's just sort of par for the course, I feel like, for the Obsidian, which is the company that made New Vegas and Outer Worlds. Is their writing is just better, you know?
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Bethesda, their strong suit is not writing, I don't think.
I don't know what their strong suit is anymore, Bethesda, because Starfield.
They've been writing the same thing for. Yeah, they've just kind of been doing the same thing for far too long. Starfield would have been acceptable
10 years ago.
A decade ago.
Yeah.
It just feels very like, just give them what they like, though, or just give them the thing that we do every time. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Bethesda's very much been like coasting and like riding or resting on its laurels, and it's like, Bethesda, like, people do what you do a lot better now. Like, you're not the only game in town. Like, you're probably the only game in town. A lot of studios. It does, yeah. It's they gotta start.
The funny part is the studios it always happens to, they have the resources to make like the craziest shit, like that, like they like kind of like Rockstar.
That's what I was
Granted,
thinking.
they haven't made anything in like I don't know how many years, like
5.
Not many. It's been a while. It's been a while since they made something longer than 5. What was their last game?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
They haven't made something since like, but that was like 2017.
That's about. Wasn't that like more closer to 2019, 20 something like that?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Either way, they at least keep to like. They seem like they keep upping the ante every time they make something. It's like, boom. It took us forever, but like, look at this shit. We just changed the whole gaming world with this. But then there's a lot of companies that are like, nah, people love us, man. Just give them the shit.
Give them the slop.
They'll be fine.
Like Ubisoft is like, hey, what if we just kept getting worse, you know? And
except they started with like a variety of slop, and then it's just gotten sloppier.
To be fair, fucking Far Cry 3 absolutely fucked when it came out.
Yeah,
and now,
you're right.
And then Far Cry 4, 5, and as far as I know, 6 did absolutely nothing to be better. It was just like Far Cry 3 is still the optimal Far Cry experience as far as I can tell.
For those of you following, the gaming world and in Far Cry news, earlier this month they made somebody made this big leak that Cillian Murphy will be the new villain in Far Cry, and then a day later, that same guy said, "Actually, no."
Did this actually happen?
But some guy like leaked it, and it was on like all the gaming sites, and then like,
oh my god,
a day later, it was like, actually, the guy who said that said I was just goofing.
Wow.
But I just loved how many websites it was like on. That's funny.
That's so funny.
It's like how newsworthy it became.
Well, it's I have to wonder if that's like the effect of Glorbo. I think it's Glorbo. Do you know about Glorbo and the gaming news sites?
I don't even know it. That sounds like a Rick and Morty word.
It kind of is. So Glorbo. So essentially, what people did was that Glorbo was like a honeypot for AI, like churning news sites for video games, where these folks, basically on like Reddit, I think it was, they realized like, hey, I think there's some of these gaming quote-unquote news sites, and they're just scraping Reddit posts with AI and then having the AI report on this stuff as like articles. So what they did was they made up this enemy for World of Warcraft, I believe, called Glorbo, and they just kept saying like Glorbo is doing this crazy shit. Like Glorbo is like a game-changing enemy, and then like they would just laugh as like these different like AI scraping news websites would start posting articles about Glorbo, like they were legitimate, like he was a legitimate thing in World of Warcraft, and that was, and like he kind of, like Glorbo kind of became this character you use to like honeypot these AI scraping news sites.
That's funny.
Yeah, so if like you saw like a website posting like the newest World of Warcraft update features these buffs for Glorbo, people would be like, that's a fucking AI right there, that's not real.
That's great. Real quick in the chat, because we're behind again.
Speedrun the chat for us. Speedrun the chat for us.
Okay, real quick, going back to us asking about fake and fictional, because that was in a half hour ago, and we're bad at reading the chat.
Yes.
Lois Clock says, I was asking because Ian was going on about the fake spaceship in his workplace story earlier. Here's my stance. The spaceship cannot be fake because it's fictional, therefore it was never real. In the first place, you can only make fakes out of real things. Yeah, I think you were just using fake as shorthand for fictional in that scenario.
I was, but also to further make useless the spaceship. Like the spaceship is not only a fictional, but it's fake. It's not like it's almost like the word fake is more harsh than fictional. Like fictional is kind of like, oh, it's a fun thing, but if I call it a fake spaceship, I'm like turning it into like a child's thing almost, and it's
plus the guy was talking about the context of this fictional ship in real world physics and laws, and just like he was discussing it as if like, well, that wouldn't work because of, well, we know this about science, and it's like, this is a movie, my friend.
Yeah. And so he wasn't like expecting
whole
them.
Conversation's moot.
He wasn't like, and by the way, just to advocate for Bill here for just a moment, he wasn't like mad that these things were like not lining up with the laws of physics. He was kind of like, it really seemed like he was trying to kill time, and for him, he had found a fun thought exercise.
Yeah, I've had a million of those conversations. I mean, we've done, that's most of what this show is, right?
That's honestly what the show is. Yeah,
that doesn't make sense because this or that is fake, but you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So that it wasn't like he was mad or like perturbed or anything like that. He was really just thought exercising to while the hours away while we, repaired bike after bike.
Lotus Clock says, I don't watch anime, so I don't know shit about Fallout. You've made it clear in that sentence. But is it available on Crunchyroll? It's not anime. It's live action. It's on Prime, right? Amazon.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime,
I think. Yes. Yeah, but no, not animated. It is a live action show.
I think a fucking Fallout anime would be sick as hell. That'd be sick as hell.
But the show kind of like, like in the reasons that you would like, that would be a cool anime. The show like they went in on they did it. They like made the visuals look how they should, So I think sometimes for me, I'm like, I want to see an anime of that, is because when it's drawn out, it's going to be a lot more like fantastical and not going to try to do the whole like, all right, well, since it's live action, how do we make it gritty and realistic? We don't want Bill at the bike shop to argue that this is not physically possible in their space.
I am excited to see like live action shows be willing to have fun again. I feel like we were in like a slump for a while where like just because it was a live action show, we're back, baby. We're having exploding limbs. No, but like I felt like I feel like it was partially the Christopher Nolan Batman effect, where because it was like a live action TV show, we can't have fun. We have to do things real and gritty, and fun is for the cartoons and the animes, but like we're doing a live action thing, so by God, Goku's hair can't be that wacky. It's got to be just a little bit gelled up.
Exactly.
And I'm happy to see other shows, especially one that's become a success as far as I can tell, having fun with it.
Bosdoink says Bethesda does not have a strong suit. Yes, we agree.
Yeah.
They have enough people to throw at things that you get a product where it's still like. I feel like playable is too reductive, but you know what I mean? Like it's a functional game. It's just for what they have and the resources. You're like, why is this all you did? Why is this all you did?
Don't you already have the engine? Did you have to make a new Skyrim from scratch? Like, couldn't
You're
you
owned
just...
by Microsoft?
Yeah. Just gonna real quick speed run some more. Starfield should have been narrower. I agree. Starfield would have been great if there were like 5 rock solid planets to go on, and then like, I don't know, some proc gen shit. But like 5 rock solid, but like rock solid planets, like five planets that were like designed to the nines, and they didn't. To be honest, CDPR is Bethesda now. I do get that vibe. Shiny Doggy says, should I be concerned you're shooting a dog? It's a pup. It's a piñata. It's not a dog.
Aren't they donkeys usually?
Yeah, this is a burro. This is a burro. A burro.
It's a mule.
Guazdilling says, laugh my ass off. I don't know what, but we said something hilarious, apparently. Good job. High five to you.
It could have been anything. We're funny all the time.
We're hilarious guys. Lotus Clock says, isn't Far Cry the shooting game that Ian was playing on his channel a couple of months ago? Yes, that was Far Cry 1. It's very different from everything else in the series. But except for the shooty dudes part. That part still holds true.
You still shooty dude.
You still shooty dudes. And then Guazdoing says, thought exercising, but thought like that hoe over there exercising. And then,
well,
I'd fuck with an Animatrix type Fallout project. Me too, man. Animatrix was like the bar for like anime movie tie-in sort of things. Like, I want every cool movie that I fuck with to have an Animatrix, is what it comes down to. Is that too much to ask?
Guess so.
Guazdoing says also the Twisted Metal show is actually great, which I've also heard that the Twisted Metal show, people actually like the trailers made it look so much worse, but apparently the Twisted Metal show is actually really good.
I'm happy to hear that. The trailers made it kind of look like it was like the CW made a Twisted Metal show, but I'm happy to hear that I'm wrong because it's a game that's near and dear to my nostalgic heart, and I would love to see it be good.
Maybe we can get the movie night crew together, do some Twisted Metal nights or something. I don't know, but people. I did hear people say Twisted Metal was good, surprisingly, and also that the show in the first season isn't like doing the Twisted Metal type thing that the game is, where it's like the competition, but that it's setting it up for that for the later seasons, which is cool. It's cool that they're. I appreciate a show that's in for the long haul. You know what I mean?
They're feeling confident. They're like, we'll be back.
We'll be back. We'll be here.
I feel like that's the hard part about making shows is like everybody gets canceled so easy or just like deleted for tax break. So they're like, well, we have to tell the whole thing.
Yeah, we gotta do it in one season,
or because we're not going to exist. We might not exist after that.
Look at that! Who's there? Who's joined the chat? Wow.
Marshall C.I., welcome.
Welcome
to the show.
But yeah, I was actually thinking about this the other day. There was a show I was thinking of where if I, in my head, could have at least 5 seasons of the show, how would I do it? And I was like, oh, this would be a banger of a show concept where you set up this sort of character arc, and then it goes through this like change at like a certain point in the season, and like this becomes that, and I was like, that would be great, but also you can't trust any, like, Breaking Bad was such a risk because it's like the show doesn't even fully realize what it's doing, or it doesn't fully realize itself. Like, I think it always knew where it was headed, but it doesn't fully realize itself until like season 3 or 4. Maybe season 4, I would say, is when Breaking Bad like hits peak Breaking Bad, you know what I mean? And it's like to have 4 seasons of creating immaculate television in the meantime, but like to have 4 seasons to build yourself up into what I feel like the creator of the show was always like trying to get it to. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the show was made relatively on the cheap to start, which helped it.
Very much so.
I don't know, but
yeah. I mean, they don't.
That's few shows hold as like a perfect rating in my heart. Like, not many things have been like from start to finish something that I'm just like, mwah, perfect.
Yeah,
they did it.
So
that's just me, is what I was about to say. I'm the only one who likes Breaking Bad that much.
You're the only one who liked Breaking Bad. By the way, have you heard about this?
Here's another hot take.
Game of Thrones?
Go ahead.
Pretty solid for the first couple seasons.
See, no, that one's actually not a good example of what I was doing, because that one falls apart.
It does fall apart, yeah. What were you going to use as an example?
I was going to say I was just going to pick some other show that's like widely regarded as just perfect. Like, I don't know. Like, have you heard of The Wire? No, that's an indie thing that I found that, gosh, I think it's great, even though no one else likes it.
Boy, have you heard of this Sopranos show? I don't know about that ending, but everything else pretty good. If I had to just
man, endings.
It's hard. If I had to describe the ending of the Sopranos in one sentence, it would be that it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was gonna black out my webcam for a second. Final review of The Sopranos, final episode. It was pretty.
You did it. He did it. I should hold on. You want to do that again? But
grease on my.
Do it again. But I zoomed in lined up. Yeah, I've got you. I've got the OBS ready to go.
I mean, we already did the joke 3 times now, right? I don't have to do it again.
I guess you're right.
Sorry, not trying to step on your.
That's okay, Brandon. Guai's doing Jay Marshall says we were talking about Fallouts. We were. I don't know if we have much more to talk about, unfortunately. I feel like that conversation has mostly come and went.
What'd you think of it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Not you. Marshall.
Oh, okay.
Jay Marshall, tell us, did you like it? Didn't you like it? We've been talking about the whole show, so we're probably not gonna start back at square one, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
If I can recommend another Amazon show, The Marvelous Ms. Maisel, it's damn good.
It's a shame that title just makes me not want to watch it, but
I know, me too.
You're not the only person to tell me it's good. I know it's got good reviews. It's just
I did not.
The title makes me feel like it's a fucking it's like a children's show for British children or something.
It sounds like a sequel to Mary Poppins, is what it sounds like. Is what I fucking thought. I was like, I'm not trying to see a fucking Mary Poppins wannabe. It's not at all. It's actually a very great show about essentially Joan Rivers. It's essentially a show about Joan Rivers without being about Joan Rivers. But it's a great show. It's a really, really good show, and I hate the title too. I believe you. But it's a really fucking good show. It's also Marvelous Miss Maisel is one of those shows also. So any TV show about stand-up comedy, the stand-up comedy never feels like it's hitting.
Puts a lot of pressure on that, right?
It does, yeah.
It's like, hey, the whole show's about you being this thing and being a professional at it, and then so when they go to it, you're hyper focused on it to be it's a lot of pressure. You watching Seinfeld, and he's like, I'm a professional comedian, and whatever. I live in this great apartment, and whatever. And then you watch it, and he's like, hey, lines, they're long, right?
Yeah.
Feel like a mouse in a maze going through a line, right? And you're like, come on, man.
Yeah. So Marvelous, and here's the thing, the stand-up isn't bad, and it's not Seinfeld quality in Marvelous Miss Maisel, but it's not it's that same thing I always complain about in a movie about a musician, where I'm like, oh, the musician's not that great, but the everyone's acting like he's the second coming of music Christ.
Right. But that's exactly what I was just saying too, I think.
No, I know. It's just And like it's funny.
I agree.
It hits high points in the stand, but it's just never. It's like in boxing movies. Boxing movies, you can always tell they're pulling the punches. They're not actually beating the shit out of each other. Maybe you can cut around it to make it look good, but it's just never gonna hit that same sort of vibe. It just never does.
Guazwang says, "What do I have to do to draw with y'all?" Please, we'll have you immediately.
Yeah.
We used to have people on a lot. I don't know if we haven't done in a while. I guess we've just been like,
we're just fucking lazy.
I feel like we've gotten busy with other shit. So now when we do this show, it feels like our chance to like be lazy, right?
Yeah,
that's what it is. Because
we were actually gonna.
Everything else is.
We were supposed to have Ian Abramson on this week, but I completely dropped the ball.
That's right.
I completely dropped the fucking ball on that. I was like, I'll message him tomorrow. And
I'm sure he was relieved.
Yeah, we'll try and have Ian Abramson on next week. We wanted to have him advertise his new comedy special. By the way, guys, go check out Ian Abramson, The Heist. It's on Amazon. It's on Apple. It's on YouTube, actually. I found that out. It's on YouTube. He's a friend of ours who has released a comedy special recently, and we want a fellow Ian and a fellow DrawBomb homie to get that paper.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be great. Also, but yeah, Greg, we'll have you on definitely because it's more fun.
Yes.
Let's see what else. Glasswing says it's funny how old season 1 of Breaking Bad looks. Yeah, I know. It's kind of. I feel like it was made on the cheap, and then also it is kind of old now, right? Like it's. I mean,
it's when did
not,
I mean?
Not in the grand scheme, but it's like
I was still in high school.
2000. Yeah, it's probably like what 2000 like
9,
somewhere around there. 10, 9.
Because I remember watching the season. I remember watching the season or the series finale with. I remember seeing the episode leading up to the series finale with some friends. We were still in college, so I want to say the show was ending when I was a senior in college, which would mean that the first season of Breaking Bad was coming out when I was a senior in high school.
Yeah, so like 2009 sounds about right.
Yeah,
or 10.
Which is a scary amount of time ago.
J. Marshall says, I haven't seen the Fallouts. I want to when I have the time. I also need to do Good Omens Season 2 because the first season was a banger. I've heard good things about it. I've
heard really good things about Good Omens.
Either. I like everybody involved.
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked a few times on the show about this is like for like an actor who's like, you know, talented and well liked. It's sad that I keep bringing this up, but we watched all the Twilights with some friends, just to kind of have a bad time, or like to have a good time laughing at like a bad movie. But man, Michael Sheen in those things, he's fucking going for it. He's the only actor, like aside from maybe like one other that I would give credit to, who's just like. He has to know that he's like dealing with a stinker because he's talented and he's been working for a long time and he's good at what he does. But he just like takes that material and like somehow turns it into art. Well, everybody around him just struggles. And all the other people around him, I also know a lot of them are good actors, but like they just couldn't turn lemons into lemonade in that scenario like he could.
It takes a great actor to be able to do that. And you know what? It's got to be impressive to be probably the most talented actor who is a Sheen. You know what I mean? I would go as far as to say... There's a lot of
Sheens.
There's a lot of Sheens, and he's definitely at the top of them.
You think he's the best Sheen?
I don't know if he is the best. He's damn good, though. Like, he's better than Charlie.
Well, yeah. But Charlie's not really high in the rankings as far as
I'm concerned. He's better than Emilio Estevez, because just by density of work... So that just leaves. Yeah. That just leaves. Oh God, Martin Sheen.
Wait, there's Martin Sheen. He's not the only one. And then what's the best Sheen? I can't think of his name.
Michael Sheen. Because there's Martin Sheen and then there's Charlie Sheen and, you know, father son in Wall Street.
No, not Martin Sheen. There's a different Sheen.
Michael Sheen?
We're forgetting the best Sheen. Is his name Michael?
From Twilight?
No, not from Twilight. From. Let me find this. From Wall Street. Not Martin Sheen in Wall Street.
I don't know of any other Sheens.
Give me a second here.
And he's great. I mean, Martin Sheen's great in Great Grace and Frankie too. I mean, he's great in that.
Oh yeah, I guess that is all the Sheens. Sorry, I'm having a. I was thinking of Michael Douglas. Is he not a Sheen?
He's not. No, he's a Douglas. He's a Douglas.
But you know,
he's a Michael.
Charlie Sheen's in Wall Street, but he is a Sheen. But Michael Douglas is not a Sheen. Oh,
is Michael Douglas in Wall Street?
Yeah, he's the main character.
Oh, okay. Michael Douglas, as far as I know, is not a Sheen. He's a Douglas.
I was about to say Michael Douglas is the best Sheen.
Now, are we going to start ranking Michaels?
Well, you can't rank Michaels.
Why not?
There's too many Michaels.
Name some Michaels.
Like Douglases. You just name some Michael Cera, Michael Jordan. Those are two very different Michaels.
Okay, Michael Sheen. How does he rank against Michael Jordan as an actor?
At basketball, way worse.
Baseball.
They're probably like equal.
No, Michael Sheen is better. There's a baseball scene in Twilight, dude.
No, but that's. I'm getting mixed up now. Let's just get away from this stuff. My wires are getting crossed.
Name some more Michaels.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to anymore.
I'll be honest, like, you named 2 more Michaels than I was able to. I was trying to think of Michaels, and I was like, I can't think of fucking any. Michael Cera, Michael Jordan.
You didn't even name one.
I didn't. Well, I named Michael Sheen. And Michael Douglas. Well, you named Michael Douglas, but you know what I mean.
Thanks for watching our show, everybody.
This is top quality content. I don't know why people.
You've seen brain damage happen in real time.
Brain damage Chapman. Anyways, Michael Cera, Michael Jordan, Michael B. Jordan. Now Michael B. Jordan, that's tough competition right there. That's a good Michael. You know, he's got some acting.
It's a high quality Michael.
It's a high quality Michael right there. He's been in a bunch of Michael Myers.
Michael Halloween.
Michael Halloween, that's right. I think Michael B. Jordan is a better actor than Michael Myers. I think.
Well, Michael Myers was an actor. He was just a murderer.
No, I'm talking about the other Michael Myers, the SNL Michael Myers.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Michael Keaton. Michael Scott. That's a fake Michael. That's a fictional Michael.
I was gonna ask, is that a fake Michael or a fictional Michael?
It's a fictional Michael. George Michael. Does George Michael count? Has George Michael acted in something? These are also questions. Does it count if the Michael is a first or last name? I guess not. We're just asking for Michaels.
My middle name's Michael.
My middle name's Michael. It's a great question. I mean, I feel like we're pretty dang good voice actors. If you ask me, I feel like we don't rank anywhere. I think we're better than Michael Sheen. No, not Michael Sheen. Charlie Sheen. Ugh. Okay, now my brain's going to soup too.
Better at what? He's like, if we're talking about like,
I don't
better
know.
at
I've seen
like snorting a pound of cocaine. I would probably say Charlie Sheen's got us on that.
I've heard Charlie Sheen in Food Fight. I think we could probably do a better job in that.
Hard to say.
Here, I'm gonna look up a line from the movie Food Fight, and I'm gonna ask you to read it back to me in your most dramatic acting voice. Okay?
Sure.
No, Boy George was in Wedding Singer. Oh, Shiny Doggy's talking about.
I don't think that was actually Boy George, was it? I thought it was like a guy just like dressed like him. I could be totally wrong. I think it was just like they were just like making fun of Boy George.
Oh.
But maybe it's actually Boy George. Well, yeah, but that's, you know, that's like Adam Sandler movies. They're like this silly guy in a weird outfit who comes up and says one line and then is like gone. I'm curious now. Is that actually Boy George? We're going on wild tangents in every like direction.
I know. I'm still looking up the Food Fight screenplay. I'm gonna have some for you. Give me a sec. Charlie Sheen was Dex Dog Detective. He's gotta have some lines in this. Okay, this is not the same movie. This is... Okay, hold on. I'm finding the Food Fight script. Man, there are a lot of food transcripts and scripts and screenplays for things called Food Fight, none of which are the ones I'm looking for. This is going. I was gonna try and find a ridiculous line from this awful movie, but I'm having such a hard time finding the screenplay. It's not as easy as finding the script for the B movie. Okay, it's not. I tried, everybody. I really tried.
You do.
Anyways, Food Fight, terrible movie. Don't even bother googling it. It's just not. I feel like I should subject the Bad Movie Night crew to it sometime, but like without like the assumption that we'll watch the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like it's bad.
I watched a few YouTubers kind of like
roasting Food Fight.
Tear it apart.
Okay, so you kind of get the idea. Like it's
yeah.
What we gotta do is we gotta get the Bad Movie Night crew together. We gotta watch some Neil Breen movies. Those are ones I am desperate to watch with the crew. I'm just honestly desperate to watch something with the crew. You know?
I know.
Like,
it's been too long.
It's been a long time. We still never finished the Monster Hunter movie, which was garbage.
I think we turned it off.
We did. We
isn't something we do often.
No. It was just that bad. It was a bad movie. That failed in every aspect of how I wanted a Monster Hunter movie to be.
I like how the movie started with, like, it spent the first 30 minutes explaining how they could shoehorn themselves making a Monster Hunter movie that has nothing to do with, like, actual Monster Hunter stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they spent, like, the whole first, like, half hour just trying to explain, like, how these, like, soldiers from Earth got stuck in a Capcom game.
Yeah. Like, when I watch...
Instead of just starting off making that Capcom game like a movie thing.
Yeah, just like... It's like, we don't... Well, first of all, I mean, I think it's a failure of Paul W.S. Anderson that he thinks that he has to make it an American military isekai instead of just making it, like, a movie about this amazing fantasy world. He's like, no movies about amazing fantasy worlds have ever succeeded before, even though, like, one of the most, like, highest grossing movies of all time is
all of them.
Yeah.
Or fantasy. You know, Star Wars. You got Lord of the Rings. You got Fast and Furious. All these things are fantastical worlds where nothing's realistic, and they've done well.
Yeah, and as we all know, Fast and Furious movies take place on Middle Earth.
They do. Should explain a lot.
It would. And Vin Diesel is Gandalf. And family. That's it. That's all you gotta know.
There you have it.
Yeah, Monster Hunter. I'm still mad. I mean, it's obvious because of the fact that I still bring it up, but I'm still heated about Monster Hunter and how much they fucked up that premise of a movie. I know, audience. I know. I'm still mad because I, for one, think Monster Hunter is cool. They're not my favorite games to play. Ooh, I know they're not my favorite games to play, but they're pretty good. They're pretty fun. Okay, audience. Now you guys are just making fun of me. Now you guys are just. Oh. Okay. Well, yeah. Fuck you too, then.
Turned on you.
Fuck you. I'll come out there in the audience and I'll fuck you up. I'll fucking come out there in that fucking audience and I'll fucking fight you. I'll fucking. Anyways. A heartwarming moment.
They didn't like that you. No, that was like, oh man, he wants to
fight. Ian never fights.
Thought we were friends.
Ian's never fought. I act like that's like a joke, like I fight all the time. I have never gotten into a fight. Like
that's cool. That's a good thing.
I think it's a healthy way to live, is to not be in fights.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I know, pretty hot take, but I think if you get in fights, you're hurting people.
And you're getting hurt.
Hurt, probably. Yeah. These are
probably. You might
these
not.
are true facts.
You're
You
like
might.
some weird, like, if you're like Jackie Chan, you're like got your hands on like a broom, you're not getting hurt. It's everyone else who's getting hurt.
Well, to be fair though,
except for in the outtakes.
I was gonna say also,
always.
like one of the best things about Jackie Chan's fight scenes is that he does get hurt. Like his character like will punch somebody and he'll be like, ha, ha, ha. He'll do like the hand, like, my hand hurts thing, or like someone will just like punch him in the face. Like Jackie Chan's character gets like his share of knocks in his fight scenes, which is why like they're so engaging, is because like it's not like a Jason Statham fight scene where like he's just kicking everyone's ass without a sweat. Like Jackie Chan takes a few lumps.
I like those two for different reasons.
Me too. I mean, I love a Jason Statham movie. I'm a Jason Statham fanboy, as much as you can be one. If you tell me Jason Statham's in a movie, I'll probably watch it. I think this drawing's done. I don't know if there's anything else we have to add to it. I mean,
I'm good with it.
I'm gonna add one more layer to it. And then but no, I mean, this drawing's pretty done. But yeah, Jason Statham movie, I'll watch it. I like a Jason Statham. I like him. I like his vibe. I'm just now noticing the sand of the wasteland is the same color as the vault jumpsuit.
Well, that it is.
I'm gonna try something here. Honestly, I like it kind of like like this.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You can leave a little yellow in there. Well, what wouldn't even be? Well, that's all right. Don't need it. We don't need the yellow. It's radiated over here.
Yeah, I'm irradiated over here. Current layer. Okay, here you go. Okay, yeah, this looks pretty good to me. Wow!
I love it.
Thanks, guys.
They love what we've done. No,
No, you're clap, 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 clap. No, you're clap, 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 clap. I'm adding a slight
Save
iridescent glow.
Oh. Okay, I won't save it yet.
Adding.
So what candies we got here? I see Tootsie Rolls for sure. Right out the jump. Those are clearly Tootsie Rolls. What else is in there?
I don't know, man. I threw
Now-in-laters?
I drew what I assumed were candy shapes, and then I was like, those look like shitty butterflies. So I threw the Tootsie Rolls in there to help cement the idea that there is candy, and then I threw whatever the green fucking squares are in there. I might make the green squares different colored squares.
Nah, you don't have to worry about all that.
Hold on, just give me like 2 seconds. Oh.
Sure, take your time.
What layer did I color these candies on? I'll make them like a hot pink. There you go. Good.
Hey.
Good and nice.
Now that's candy.
That's candy right there. Anyways, yeah, I realized I'd just drawn a bunch of shitty butterflies, and I was like, oh, I should make those candy.
Oh, those are candy, all right. No question about it. That Pinata Man is... This is a Fortnite drawing, is what this is, right?
This is a Fortnite drawing. It's turned from it's the Fortnite Fallout crossover that we all know is going to happen eventually.
I can't wait till they add the Draw Boy to Fortnite. I mean, they've added every other character, so it'll probably be added soon. But like, he would actually.
Hello, Tim Sweeney. Have we got the crossover for you?
He's super hood, super high, super dude.
I think I fucked over, or I fucked over everybody in my life. I fucked up this Pinata Man for a second. What's going on here? Hold on.
What have you done to ruin him?
I don't know.
What's the problem?
His leg got all screwy with the color because I was trying to. There we go. Now we've got it. Now he's fixed. Now it's now all is right. This is actually the pinata from Viva Pinata. This is a Viva Pinata Fallout crossover drawing.
Wow, finally. They've, combined the two things I enjoy in this world.
That's right.
The only two.
Xbox 360 launch title Rareware games and Fallout.
I'm waiting for the Viva Pinata Bug Snacks combo merger.
Dude. Hell yeah, dude. Why haven't they added Viva Pinata into Sea of Thieves yet, dude?
I know, dude. Actually, I'm surprised they haven't. Like
a little Easter egg somewhere or something like that, you know? I've never had a collected jigsaw piece.
Mostly rare stuff they've added.
Yeah. I've never had a collected jigsaw piece in Sea of Thieves, though.
That's true. I haven't either. The one rareware thing they won't, or the rare entity they will never reference is Donkey Kong, because Nintendo would drop a nuclear bomb on them.
Yeah. Nintendo would be like, I'm sorry, did you mention a gorilla?
We've been broken up for a long time. You need to move on, Rare.
Rare, it's over. Or Nintendo?
Stop talking on Donkey Kong. You're not allowed.
Never talk to me or my Donkey Kong
titles. The best titles for Donkey Kong that ever existed. Even though you made those, you're not allowed to acknowledge that anymore.
People, people don't know about Donkey Kong 2, dude.
Donkey Kong Jr.?
Maybe, I don't know. It might just be Donkey Kong 2. Apparently it's very good.
Are we talking about Donkey Kong Country too?
No, we're just talking about Donkey Kong 2. There was a whole Donkey video about all of the Donkey Kongs. There was multiple Donkey videos about all of the Donkey Kongs.
So like Donkey Kong 1 is straight up like your plays Mario jump, yeah. And then Donkey Kong Jr.
No.
2.
Donkey Kong 2, and then there's Donkey Kong Jr. I'm pretty sure.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure. I
don't even know about Donkey Kong 2.
I'm Googling it. Of course, they come up with Diddy's Quest, because I'm not talking about country, I'm just talking about Donkey Kong. Okay, yeah, it exists. Yeah, I found it. There's a Donkey Kong 2, but Donkey Kong Country 2 is Diddy's Quest. They keep wanting to steal that thunder.
Diddy's Quest was a great game.
Diddy's Quest, I mean, yeah, it was. It was a great game.
I think I liked it better than original. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not.
You know what? Here's the thing. Donkey Kong, all the Donkey Kong countries blend together into the same game for me, because I never as a kid had a Super Nintendo. So for me, they're all the same game. I just haven't played them all like in their own separate.
I never played Donkey Kong Country 3 as a kid. I played 1 and 2 a lot. 3 is where it's
like the girl monkey, right? Who's got the long hair.
The girl monkey's in 2. It's Diddy and what's her name? Daisy? I don't know what her name is, but her and the dumb one join up in 3.
Oh, the baby gorilla man? Baby man gorilla?
Tonight's been us just trying to reference things we can't even like think of the words to describe over and over.
Dude, it's just like that guy said.
Her name's Dixie Kong, by the way, but yeah, 3. Dixie Kong joins up with Kiddy Kong.
Oh my god. And that's the guy with the blue overalls.
And Diddy Kong got captured.
I feel like
I didn't realize it was Kiddy Kong. I always thought it was the one that they make fun of in the Donkey Kong rap.
Oh, was it
another guy?
There's Lanky Kong that they shitted on his entire life, and then there's Tiny Kong, who they do call one hell of a guy later on.
There's Funky Kong. He's cool.
Funky Kong is a weapons dealer in Donkey Kong 64. He's just straight up, he's a rapper, but he's also a weapons dealer.
In 2 and 1, he controlled the flights.
That's correct.
Fly you places. He was fast travel man.
I thought Dixie Kong was the one who was weirdly sexual.
The hot monkey.
Yeah.
You know, the 90s had a lot of those characters where it was like, you're like Crash Bandicoot, but his like girlfriend is like, they're all like Lola Bunny types.
Yeah, like with just like the most enhanced proportions, just because they wanted to really like be like, no, dude, you don't understand though. Crash Bandicoot though, like, dude, he fucks the chicks with the hottest and the biggest tits, dude. Like, when Crash Bandicoot fucks, it's like he's fucking a girl with the biggest tits you ever see, dude. Like, when Crash Bandicoot has sex, he has sex with a girl who has big titties. Is all I'm saying. Crash Bandicoot would not.
Is Candy Kong.
That is worse somehow. That is worse than Dixie Kong as like a name.
Not to insult people with the name Candy, or sex workers, but they basically gave her like a stripper name.
Yeah. Dude, when Donkey Kong fucking lays pipe, dude, like, Donkey Kong doesn't lay pipe on, like, some small-titted gorilla, dude. Like, when Donkey Kong has sex, dude, like, he's finding a gorilla with the biggest lips, the biggest tits, the daisiest of dukes, dude. Like, he's fucking a gorilla. Like, when my dude Donkey fucks a gorilla, dude, like, it's the hottest gorilla you've ever wanted to have sex with, dude. Like, I'm telling you, man, like...
It's a little early, but on that note...
Oh, have I closed the show out? Dude, what I'm telling you, dude, is when Bugs Bunny has sex with a girl, dude, like, when Bugs Bunny fucks a girl bunny, dude, like, that bunny's got the biggest... She's the best at basketball. She's got the biggest... Anyways, I'm so sorry, everybody.
Oh boy.
We're having another normal one here
go.
on DrawBomb Live. We gotta go. You know, we normally when we finish the drawing, we do work on a second drawing.
Normally, but you know,
I started going on my tangent and then I ruined it.
we have 14 minutes, and you're talking about that, and you know, I think this is a good place to wrap her up. You know,
Dude, I'm telling you, dude. What's another mascot that had like a weird?
I don't know. We got like Lola Bunny. You already did that. Candy Kong.
You're giving me ammo. You don't have to answer this. You're giving me ammo.
I'm just telling you I guess I'm actually just naming the ones you already brought
Yeah,
up.
these are all the ones I've already done the bit on.
And then our generation has like furries, and we're like, what is with these people?
What's with all these weird furries, man? Like, why can't we go back to normal characters like Candy Kong? Anyways, yeah, weird shit. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, when Simba fucks a lion, dude, like, that lion's got the big... Anyways, see you later, everybody. I got nothing to plug. What have you... Oh my god, why is Donkey Kong...
What are you talking about? What?
What is this ghost Donkey Kong that is on the screen all of a sudden?
Oh, he's like in overlay mode. There we go.
Oh, there he is. I don't like that at all. I don't like that.
What's wrong? What's wrong with this Donkey Kong? Why don't you like this Donkey Kong?
I think it's actually just
That's
the
him.
threatening pose.
What do you think about those hands on that Donkey Kong?
They somehow fit, but they don't. Like they're like 65% of the way to actual Donkey Kong hands. But
Yeah,
it's
they're
not
pretty
in
close.
decode. It's not. It's like they took DK mode off of Donkey Kong.
The proportions are strange, right? He's
Yes.
thin Donkey Kong. This
Yeah.
is Donkey Kong, but the bananas have run out.
Yeah, he hasn't had a golden banana in a hot minute. That is... I don't know why this makes me uncomfortable. It does. This Donkey Kong right here.
I mean, this is from the Mario movie.
This is a screenshot from the Mario movie?
Yeah.
No wonder. No wonder. Donkey Kong in the Mario movie kind of weirded me out. Who voiced him? Was it Seth Rogen in the Mario
Seth
movie?
Rogen.
You would think he would be the most...
Rogen was the one.
How is that worse? That's...
What? I don't understand. It's not worse. It's the same actually. It's the same photo. It's just for a different angle.
It's not more disturbing or anything like that, but it's like, that's such a bad costume. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What's with the look? This makes me want to focus on the head more. Let's just fully ignore the expression the man's making. And, what is going on with the head? So like, is that the lip? So it's Donkey Kong lip. He's got like a duck thing going on.
How do you make this costume and think it's at all adequate? Is what I'm... And also, how has Nintendo not sued these people?
Maybe they sell it.
Maybe this is Nintendo's official costume. I feel like what you gotta do is, you know, like, oh my god. That's fine. That's like a onesie. That's fine. If I saw somebody wearing that onesie, I'd be like, cute onesie. You know what they should do is, you know, like those T-Rex costumes with like the inflatable T-Rex body? That's like,
yes.
They should make a Donkey Kong costume out of whatever the hell they make those T-Rex costumes out of.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you, man.
Those were hot for a minute.
I've written a lot of letters and they haven't done it yet.
Those T-Rex costumes were like, you couldn't go on the internet without seeing those T-Rex costumes for like a hot minute.
You know, I knew a couple people who bought one. I don't know, I don't know why.
Somehow that is the best. No, that's still the worst. The mask one's the best one. It's just not a good costume. Why is he in Super Smash Brothers like background? Why did they put him in like the Kirby?
He needs to get out of there. He's about to get his ass fucking kicked.
Yeah, he's about
Mario. Or...
Yoshi's about to throw some fucking eggs at him, dude.
I have one more, and then
Okay.
we'll stop.
What? How did we go down this road? How did we?
This one's gonna upset you the most, maybe.
Oh my God! Why?
What's happening inside the face hole?
So I think they took the
Some
mask.
guy bought this, and then he's like, "This looks weird." But I know how to fix it.
So he bought the mask from the first costume and then put it on and then put this costume over it or something.
Kind of like if Donkey Kong's mouth opened up and the Donkey Kong's face came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Like an alien. This is like a xenomorph of Donkey Kong.
This is Xenomorph Donkey Kong, which that'd be such a banger drawing idea for us to do if we had done more drawings in the second half of this thing.
There you go. Yeah, that's what we would draw here.
Yeah,
so
normally,
instead of us drawing it, just imagine it, guys.
just picture it. Yeah, hold on. Here, I have an idea. Give me 1 second. Donkey Kong Xenomorph.
I'm pretty thrilled about this one, actually. I just found a better costume than I think everything before it.
Oh boy.
This is totally a off
Wow.
Nintendo's radar costume right here. This is when you go to Spirit Halloween and the costume is labeled like they always they describe it without actually saying it. Mule Kong.
This looks like 2 steps removed from that
Video game Gorilla Man.
Bloodhound Gang music video, you know, where they're wearing the ape costumes. This is.
I like how the bow tie is such a afterthought, or not the bow tie.
All right, so let's see what Microsoft thinks. This is there are many results. This is the best one.
Whoa. Was this a AI generated thing? I mean, I know it was, but was it just now? Did you just now do it?
Yeah, I just now did it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I tried to get
I like
him
that
doing
weird creature in the corner. It's just like,
yeah, like the sandworm from Beetlejuice.
yeah.
And there's bugs flying around.
I wish it had like a Diddy Kong coming out of his mouth or something.
Oh, me too. Yeah, that'd be great. I was hoping we'd get like the mouth thing. There's a lot of these pictures are just Donkey Kong standing next to a xenomorph, like they're buddies and they hang out.
It's a real like Godzilla King Kong kind of thing.
It really is, yeah. But then I have one more where they did actually morph Donkey Kong with a xenomorph, but just barely.
Okay, good. Wow, the type's getting better. I can actually read that.
Yeah, the Donkey Kong. Why is he holding an apple?
Pineapple skins, peanut
Grapes,
shells,
melons, oranges.
apple.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
He has an apple. He's from the jungle. He loves fruit.
So yeah, this is
That apple's kind of beat up though.
That is a gross.
Kind of a blemish on it.
I don't want to eat that apple. I wouldn't want that apple.
You're spoiled by grocery stores, man. That apple's not that bad.
That's true. We don't even know if it's been bitten into. It just looks like it's got a couple of scabs or whatever the hell they call those.
Is that an issue with the flesh, or is that like a wormhole? We don't know.
Right. We don't know for certain. Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of great results. These are not xenomorphs. Whatever the fuck these are.
Where do you look this stuff up? Do you just go to Bing?
Yeah, I'm just using the Bing AI generator thingy. This is a weird one. Hold on. This one's weird for a number of reasons. Tell me the weirdest aspect of this image to you.
The Coca-Cola cup.
Exactly. Why is there a Coca-Cola? Why is Coca-Cola all of a sudden part of this deal?
They made a deal with Bing. They have to be included in most of the AI.
That would be such a weird fucking and absolutely plausible AI generation thing. Is like this company has sponsored this AI generator, so now for some reason every fourth result has a Coca-Cola cup in it.
How do you do this? I want to make an image.
Have I not?
It's not the best thing to do during the show, but
no, it's fine. Have I not sent you the link to the?
Send me it.
All right.
I mess with AI image stuff in a while.
Yeah, I kind of when it first happened, I was like, "This is fun. I'm dicking around with this," and then I kind of like, I had my fill, you know, like I did what I wanted to do with it. All right, I'm sending it to you. Give me 2 seconds.
Like, stupid shit like this, but you know.
Yeah. All right, I sent it. It's sent.
You have to make an account.
You might. I mean, if you have you probably have a Microsoft account if you've used a Game Pass.
You're right.
Or if you have a Windows PC.
I'm in. Let me give it one go, and then we'll wrap up the show. Do you have anything you'd like to plug in the meantime while I try to create?
Ian Abramson's The Heist. It's on Apple. It's on Amazon. It's on YouTube. If you Google it, you'll find it. But it's a new comedy special by a friend of the show, Ian Abramson. It's quite funny. We watched it. We laughed. We liked. Check it out. It's different. It's not your usual comedy special, but it's worth it. Check it out. Ian Abramson, The Heist.
That's a good plug right there.
Thank you.
Also,
how about
check out DrawBomb on YouTube. We're gonna have some stuff on there again soon.
Yeah, we haven't posted any animations for a little bit because we've been hard at work on some ideas, but they're happening soon.
Yeah, excited to, get back into it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna post
the next two. I'm very excited about.
What I have.
All right.
All right. First off, we got this one, which is, I don't know. Okay, so I don't know who this little guy is. There's a whole
what the
cast of
fuck?
characters here. There's a green penguin man who just joined the party for some reason.
And also a baby. They all have a baby version of something.
Yeah. Next we got. So, we almost got what we wanted, but it's still very strange. I guess it's like a Donkey Kong Xenomorph combo. If they were to have a child together, that's what's coming out of his mouth.
I am disturbed.
This one might be my favorite of the four.
I think the little creature is supposed to be Yoshi.
Oh, maybe.
But like, a fucked
weird.
Up being Yoshi.
This is like if Donkey Kong was wearing one of those bad costumes we found.
I also just
wanted
to say the previous Donkey Kong, also his tie was also a tongue.
Did I just get kicked out? I don't know. Either way, there's one more before we're done here.
Well, okay, yes, this is a little Diddy Kong. Good? Yeah, I'm all good. It says session reset for some reason.
Yeah, and then this is the final one I got, which is just there's a lot to unpack, so I figure we'll end with this.
Oh my goodness.
So his jaw is like, if you see at the very bottom, there's some things going on. I don't know even what we're looking at. It's like he's wearing xenomorph armor.
But so it's like there's two sets of mouths. There's the xenomorph top and the Donkey Kong bottom, and then the Donkey Kong head inside the xenomorph mouth. And then there's also, I don't know what is going on.
Weird nondescript like critters in there or something.
Yeah. There's like a Mario and Wario like blurry blobs next to Donkey Kong Chibi.
I also don't like his like weird like he has like square teeth on his like inside jaw, and then all the rest of his teeth are like razor sharp.
Oh yeah. What is this? Why?
So there you go, folks. There you have it. On that note, thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I don't know why you are, but here you are.
We're here, so why shouldn't you be?
Yeah. Lazy bums.
Exactly.
Anyways, I got nothing else to add. Brandon, you got anything to say?
nothing else to add. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, J Marshall CA. We got Shiny Dog. We got Guazdoink. We got Z Newts. We got Leviathan Den. We got Lotus Clot. Double Rocket. All the best people were here. We appreciate you guys.
That's
Have a
right.
wonderful night, and we will see you next week.
Thank you for money, Leviathan Den, and thank you everyone else for being here. Okay, bye bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye 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 bye.